English language class, lesson 75. Welcome to my beginning English as a second language class. This is lesson 75 in an ongoing ESL class that I teach at Mount Hood Community College in Gresham, Oregon. Thank you for watching. Verb tense, present tense, dig, present continuous, digging, past, dug, future, going to dig, will dig, present, plant, present continuous, planting, past, planted. What is he doing? He is digging. What is he digging? He is digging a hole. Where is he digging a hole? He is digging a hole at his house. Who is digging a hole at his house? He is. Is he digging a hole at his house? Yes, he is. What is he going to do? He is going to plant. What is he going to plant? He's going to plant flowers. Where is he going to plant flowers? He's going to plant flowers at his house. When is he going to plant flowers at his house? He is going to plant flowers next week. Who is going to plant flowers at his house next week? He is. Is he going to plant flowers at his house next week? Yes, he is. Present continuous tense. I am digging a hole in my yard. Past tense. He dug a hole in his yard yesterday. Future tense. She is going to dig a hole in her yard tomorrow. Future tense. They will dig a hole in their yard next Saturday. Present tense. We dig holes in our yard every year. I'm now going to ask some questions. Try to say the answer. A yellow arrow will then point to the answer, and then try to ask the question. Where did he dig a hole yesterday? Where did he dig a hole yesterday? When do we dig holes in our yard? When do we dig holes in our yard? Where is she going to dig a hole tomorrow? Where's she going to dig a hole tomorrow? Who is digging a hole in your yard? Who's digging a hole in your yard? What will they dig in their yard next Saturday? What'll they dig in their yard next Saturday? When did he dig a hole in his yard? When did he dig a hole in his yard? Who is going to dig a hole in her yard tomorrow? Who's going to dig a hole in her yard tomorrow? Who dug a hole in his yard yesterday? Who dug a hole in his yard yesterday? Where will they dig a hole next Saturday? Where will they dig a hole next Saturday? What did he dig in his yard yesterday? What did he dig in his yard yesterday? Who digs holes in their yard every year? Who digs holes in their yard every year? Where are you digging a hole? Where are you digging a hole? When is she going to dig a hole in her yard? When's she going to dig a hole in her yard? What do we dig in our yard every year? What do we dig in our yard every year? What are you digging in your yard? What are you digging in your yard? Who will dig a hole in their yard next Saturday? Who'll dig a hole in their yard next Saturday? Where do we dig holes every year? Where do we dig holes every year? What is she going to dig in her yard tomorrow? What's she going to dig in her yard tomorrow? When will they dig a hole in their yard? When will they dig a hole in their yard? Present continuous. I am planting flowers in my yard. Present tense. He plants flowers in his yard every year. Past tense. They planted flowers in their yard last year. Future tense. She is going to plant flowers in her yard this week. Future tense. We will plant flowers in our yard next week. What will we plant in our yard next week? What will we plant in our yard next week? When is she going to plant flowers in her yard? When's she going to plant flowers in her yard? Who is planting flowers in your yard? Who's planting flowers in your yard? Where is she going to plant flowers this week? Where's she going to plant flowers this week? What does he plant in his yard every year? What does he plant in his yard every year? Who will plant flowers in our yard next week? Who will plant flowers in our yard next week? What are you planting in your yard? What are you planting in your yard? Where does he plant flowers every year? Where does he plant flowers every year? When did they plant flowers in their yard? When they plant flowers in their yard? Who is going to plant flowers in her yard this week? Who's going to plant flowers in her yard this week? Where will we plant flowers next week? Where will we plant flowers next week? What did they plant in their yard last year? What did they plant in their yard last year? Who planted flowers in their yard last year? Who planted flowers in their yard last year? What is she going to plant in her yard this week? What's she going to plant in her yard this week? When will we plant flowers in our yard? When will we plant flowers in our yard? Where are you planting flowers? Where are you planting flowers? When does he plant flowers in his yard? When does he plant flowers in his yard? Who plants flowers in his yard every year? Who plants flowers in his yard every year? Where did they plant flowers last year? Where did they plant flowers last year? Are you going to plant a vegetable garden? Yes, we are. What will you plant? We will plant corn. What else will you plant? We will also plant carrots, celery, cauliflowers, pumpkins, lettuce, tomatoes, and onions. Where did you plant the carrots? Next to, beside, behind. Where did you plant the carrots? We planted the carrots next to the corn. Where did you plant the celery? We planted the celery beside the corn. Where did you plant the lettuce? We planted the lettuce behind the corn. Where did you plant cauliflowers? In the corner? Beside? In back of? Between? We planted cauliflowers in the corner. Where did you plant tomatoes? We planted tomatoes between the celery and the cauliflowers. Where did you plant onions? We planted onions in back of the celery and beside the lettuce. Where is the corn? It is in front of the lettuce and between the celery and carrots. Where is the cauliflower? It is in the corner next to the tomatoes. Where are the onions? They are behind the celery and beside the lettuce. This is the end of English Language Class Lesson 75. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will continue to post more lessons from my English class. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.